Welcome all for the session Registers and Counters, which is third unit of Digital Electronics, third semester Electronics and Communication Engineering. Previous session we discussed about synchronous and asynchronous counters. In that 2-bit, 3-bit, 4-bit up counters and down counters. And also we studied about merits and demerits of both the counter. Today I am going to discuss realization of models of counters, mod 5 counter, decade counter, and realization of higher order counters using lower order counters. At the end we have the small MCQ test. At the end of this session you are going to learn, you are able to understand and explain realization of various models of counters, how to construct different types of counters, and construct and explain the working of the mod 5 counter, decade counter, and realization of the higher order counters using the lower order counters. Now we discuss the design and realization of modulus of counter. Ripple counters can be modified to act as a modulo n counters with the help of NAND or AND gates. The flip-flops are reset when the output of the NAND or AND gate goes low or high upon counter reaching its predefined state. Example, mod 6 counter counts from 0 to 5 and returns to 0 after the 6th clock pulse. Now let us study the mod 5 counter. Mod 5 counter counts from 0 to 4 and returns to 0 after 5th clock pulse. To design mod n counter, we have to calculate number of flip-flops required to achieve the desired count. Then to count the number of pulses or number of counts, how many flip-flops are required here? For mod 5 counter, how much is required? If it is a 6, how much it is required? If it is a mod 12 counter, how many flip-flops are required? Mod 25 counter, how many flip-flops are required? That you have to calculate. We know that binary counters having 2 power n states, where n is the number of bits, are flip-flop. So mod n is equal to 2 power n. Mod n is equal to mod n is equal to 2 power n. Take log both sides. So log of mod n is equal to log of 2 power n. Log of mod n is equal to 2 into log of 2, that is base 10. It is base 10. Sorry, n into log of 2. So we can write that is n is equal to log of mod n divided by log 2 base 10. Both are base 10. So we can write n is equal to 3.32 into log of mod n. Log of mod n, where this 3.3 is nothing but a 1 divided by log 2 base 10 is equal to 3.32. That's I have given here. So finally we can calculate n is equal to 3.32 into log of mod n. That is where n is equal to the number of bits or flip-flops required to achieve the desired mod count. For 5-bit counter, for mod 5 counter, n is equal to 3.32 into log of 5. N is equal to 3.32 into log of 5. You will get n is equal to 2.32. So we got fractional values. So we have to round up to the next higher digit, n is equal to 3. So we need 3 flip-flops to achieve the desired count. Now let us discuss the working of modify counter, construction and working of modify counter. See, this is a logic diagram, truth table and waveform. You can see. Now see how does it works here. See, modify counter we have calculated, it requires the 3 flip-flops for construction. Here I have taken the JK flip-flop for operation. Okay. To make it as a counter, both the inputs of the J and K of all the flip-flops must be connected to the I as usual. It is a synchronous counter. We only apply the clock signal to the first flip-flop and the subsequent flip-flops are driven by the clock output of the previous flip-flops here. We have taken output from QA, QB and QC. Here we used NAND gate to terminate the count up to the 5. The output of the NAND gate is connected to the reset pin of the flip-flops. Here the reset pins are active low signals. That means when 0 is applied to the reset pins, the flip-flop is going to be reset. Reset means it reaches to the 0, going to be 0. It is going to be 0 here. When the flip-flop counts 1, 0, 1, that is 5, binary 5, automatically the flip-flop has to reach back to the 0 position here. Now let us check how does it works. How does it work? During the first clock cycle when is applied, the QA flip-flop, QA, it changes states from 0 to 1. Change states from 0 to 1 because this works with the falling edge, that is negative edge triggering. Negative edge triggering. It changes states from 0 to 1 here. When it goes to the 0 to 1, the second flip-flop and third flip-flop do not feel any clock signal at the input. There is no change here. There is no change here. So it remains same. Initially 0, 0, 0. When the first clock cycle is applied during the negative edge, it changes 1, 0, 0. When the second clock pulse is applied to the first flip-flop, it again changes the states from 1 to 0. Because for every clock pulse, if the input of JK is equal to 1, the flip-flop is continuously toggles 0 to 1 and 1 to 0. That we know. Again it goes to the 1 to 0. When it goes to the 1 to 0, it acts as a clock to the second flip-flop. So it also changes the state from 0 to 1. It also changes the state from 0 to 1. When it goes to the 1 to 0, it do not feel it as a clock by the third flip-flop. So it remains same, that is 0. It is 1, it is 0. At the end of the second clock pulse, the counter output becomes 0, 1, 0. When the third falling edge of the clock pulse is applied, again it changes the state from 0 to 1. It changes state from 0 to 1. When it goes to the 0 to 1, it do not feel as a clock by the second flip-flop, so it do not change any state, it remains 1. Here is also there is no change in the, it is 1 to 1 transition, it do not feel it as a clock, it is remain same, that is 0. At the end of the third clock cycle, the counter output becomes 1, 1, 0. That we can summarize here, QA, QB and QC. 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1, 0. When before applying the fourth clock pulse, the output of the first flip-flop is 1, that becomes a clock signal. That becomes a clock signal to the second flip-flop. The second flip-flop is also 1, that becomes a clock signal to the third flip-flop. Now, when fourth clock is applied, the first flip-flop goes to the ith low, it becomes 0. Ith low, it becomes 0. When it goes to the 1 to 0, the second flip-flop is also treated as a clock. Again, it goes to the 1 to 0. Again it goes to the 1 to 0. When the transition from 1 to 0 of the second flip-flop, it feels as a clock to the third flip-flop. So it changes the state from 0 to 1. It changes the state from 0 to 1. So it becomes 0, 0, 1. After the end of the fourth clock cycle, the output of the counter is 0, 0, 1. Then when fifth clock pulse is applied, negative edge is recognized. What happens? Now it is interesting one. Now when the fifth negative edge is applied, that is detected by the flip-flops, it has to go 0 to 1. It has to go 0 to 1. When it goes to the 0 to 1, the second flip-flop do not change, it is remain 0 only. When it is 0 to 0 transition, third flip-flop is also changed, it should be remain 1. It should be remain 1. What happens here? 1, 0, it should be remain 1. When the end of the fifth clock cycle, when the application of the fifth clock cycle, it should be 1, 0, 1. Now it should be 1, 0, 1. When the one input is given to the NAND gate, another one is given to the input of the NAND gate. When 1 and 1 is applied to the input of the NAND gate, the output becomes 0. Because the output of the NAND gate function is what? If the both are inputs 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1, that means 0, 0 means 1, 0, 1 means 1, 1, 0 means 1, 1, 1 means 0. This is the truth table of the NAND gate. When both the inputs are 1, the output becomes 0. This 0 is applied to the reset pin of all the flip-flops. Reset pin of all the flip-flops. The automatically flip-flops reset. It will not goes to the 1, it becomes 0. It is also not, it is as usual, it is already 0. It is also will not goes to the 1, it is 0. So after the end of the fifth clock cycle or the application of the fifth clock cycle, the output will becomes 0, 0, 0. It resets to the 0. So it terminates the count after reaching the four count. During the fifth count, it is going to be 0. Again it recycles. Again it starts from 1, 2, 3, 4. Again 0. So this is mod 5. Means it count up to 0 to 4 and returns to its original state. That means 0th state here. In this fashion, the mod 5 counter works here. Yes, we have studied the mod 5 counter. Now discuss about the decade counter. Decade counter is nothing but a mod 10 counter. It counts from 0 to 9 and returns to 0. This is circuit diagram and waveform and tabular column here. Now we have to calculate how many number of bits required to achieve the desired count, or how many flip-flops are required to achieve the desired count for the mod 10 counter. We know that we have calculated for the mod 5 counter. We have the formula 3.32 into log of mod n. That is n is equal to 3.32 into log of mod n means here mod 10 counter, it is log 10. That is n is equal to 3.32 into log 10 is nothing but a 1. So we got n is equal to 3.32. Okay, we got the fractional value. So we have to round up to the next higher digit, that is 4. To construct the mod 10 counter, we need a 4 flip-flops. Now let's see the construction of the circuits here. See this circuit, what you have studied in the 4-bit asynchronous counter is the same circuit. Here you have to modify it to works only up to the 9 pulses and it has to return to the 0. Here the one NAND gate is added to the flip-flop output of the flip-flop, output of the first flip-flop, output of the first flip-flop and the output of the last flip-flop. When it reaches to the 1, 0, 0, 1, it has to reset here. Now it is the same flip-flop. J and K inputs are tied to high, becomes 1 of all the flip-flops. The clock is only applied to the first flip-flop. Subsequent flip-flops are driven by the previous flip-flop. It is this bubble indicates this is the negative edge triggering here. The NAND gate we have given output of the NAND gate is given to the reset pins of the all the flip-flops. Here the reset pins are 0. That means active low signal. The flip-flop going to be 0 or reset to the 0 when 0 pulse is applied to the flip-flops. So that we are using the NAND gate. Here see the working of this one. When the first clock pulse is applied, falling edge of the clock pulse, the Q0 changes from its state from 0 to 1. It changes the states from 0 to 1. When it goes to the 0 to 1, second flip-flop do not change. Second, third or whatever the flip-flops, they always change their states from 1 to 0, 1. Here it goes from 0 to 1, there is no change. Here is 0, there is no change. Here is 0, there is no change, that is 0. When the second negative edges appear, the first flip-flop changes states from 1 to 0. When it changes from 1 to 0, it becomes a clock to the second flip-flop. Again it changes its state from 0 to 1. But when it goes to the 0 to 1, it is not a clock to the third flip-flop. There is no change. It is 0. And the fourth flip-flop also there is change here. That is 1. That is 0, 1, 0. Sorry, it is 1, 0, 0. It is 1. It is 0, 1, 0, 0. It is 2. Again it continues. When third clock pulse is applied, again it goes to the 1. When it goes to the 0 to 1, it is not a clock to the second flip-flop. There is no change. When it is 1 to 1 transition, there is no change. Again 0 to 0 transition, there is no change in the fourth flip-flop. The flip-flop changes their states only when 1 to 0 transition at the clock input. Here there is 1 to 1 transition, there is no change. 0 to 0 transition, no change. Here is also 0 to 0 transition, no change. That becomes 1, 1, 0, 0. That is 1, 1, 0, 0. When the fourth clock pulse is applied, again it counts to the 0, 0, 1, 0. When fifth applied, again it becomes 1, 0, 1, 0. When sixth applied, 0, 1, 1, 0. Up to 8, it becomes 1, 0, 0, 0, 1. What happens when ninth clock pulse is applied? What happens when ninth clock pulse is applied? When ninth clock pulse is applied, the first flip-flop goes to the 0 to 1. When it goes to the 0 to 1, there is no change in the 0 to 1. There is no change in the second flip-flop because 0 to 1 transition will not make any change in the second flip-flop. Here is a 0 to 0 transition, there is no change here. Here is also 0 to 0 transition, here is also there is no change, it remains 1. When it reaches to the 1, 0, 0, 1, that is 1, 0, 0, 1, the input to the NAND gate is 1 and 1. When the input to the NAND gate is 1 and 1, output will become 0. When the output will become 0, automatically the 0 is applied to the all the 4 flip-flops reset pins. When all the 4 flip-flops reset pins receives 0, automatically flip-flop reset to the 0. Again returning back to the 0 position here. Again it continues after the 10th clock pulse here. In this fashion, the mod 10 counter works. Now let us discuss the realization of the higher order counters using the lower order counters. Counter circuits can be cascaded to increase both the modulus of the count sequence and the frequency division. As I told you, when the number of flip-flops are connected in cascade, the frequencies go on dividing by 2 and each stages here. Large counter applications require several stages of cascaded counters, include digital time clocks, frequency dividers and the synchronization circuits here. These applications requires to cascade the counter because the system operates at the higher frequencies. If you want to make it as a lower frequencies, then you have to divide the clock by number of times, depends on the application here. Here mod 16 counter, we have to study one mod 16 counter using mod 2 counter here. For each stage, it is a mod 2 counter. Mod 2 counter means it is only one flip-flop, it counts to 0 and 1. The mod 2 counter is cascaded here. The output of the flip-flop is connected to the clock input of the next flip-flop. Output of the second is connected to the clock of the third. Output of the third is connected to the clock of the fourth one. So in this fashion you go on connect. For every stage, frequency is divided by 2. Next stage, frequency is divided by 4. Next stage, frequency is divided by 8. And next stage, frequency is divided by 16. Every stage, the frequency is divided by 2 times here. A 4-bit asynchronous counter has a modulus of 2 into 2 into 2 into 2 into is equal to the 16 times. That means it divides the frequency by 16 of the input clock frequency here. The output frequency of the final stage is equal to the input frequency divided by the modulus. Modulus here is 16, so it divides by the 16. The input clock frequency is divided by at each stage, as I said here. So in this fashion, we can construct any modulus of the counter based on our requirement. The next one is mod 32 counter using mod 4 and mod 8 counter. Here it is a little bit special here. You have to take the mod 4 one counter and mod 8 another counter. Cascade together, make it as a 32 bit here. See, the mod 4 counter requires the 2 flip-flops because mod 4 means it counts from 0 to 3. So to count up to 3 we need a 2 flip-flop. Mod 8 counter means it counts from 0 to 7. To count the 0 to 7 we need a 3 flip-flops here. See how it is cascaded here. This is a mod 4 counter. Output of the second flip-flop is given. Clock input is the third. The output of third is given to the fourth, fifth and so on here. So we made as a bit as a Q0. Q1, Q2, Q3 and Q4 here. When the clock is applied only to the first mod 4 counters, then it counts from 00, 01, 10, 11. When it reaches to the 1 of the second counter, it becomes a class to the third flip-flop, so it begins to count. Okay, that is 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, again 1, 0, 1 and 1, 1, so on. It counts up to 0 to 31. So we can create a 32-bit counter using 2-bit plus 3-bit counter. So we need a 5-bit. That is, counts up to 2 power 5 minus 1 is equal to 31 bits. That is, 32-bit counter counts from 0 to 31. So in this fashion we can also construct here. Okay, now let's have some multiple choice questions. How many flip-flops are required to construct a decade counter? So calculate it. We need a 4 flip-flops. That is, we have to use the formula n is equal to 3.32 into log of mod n. Here n is equal to 10, log of 10, that is 3.3 into 1 is equal to 3.2. We have to round up to the next integer, it becomes a 4. So we need a 4 counter. Here is also you can trial and error method, you can construct 2 power n minus 1 less than n times or less than 2 power n times. You can take trial and error method also. You can calculate the number of flip-flops required for decade counter. Okay. Now next, second question. 3 cascaded counters will divide the input frequency by 3 cascaded decade counters will divide the input frequency by 3 cascaded decade. That means decade means 10. 3 means 3 into 10. That is 10 into 10 into 10. Then how much it is a divide? How much it divides? 10, 20, 100, 1000. It divides by decade counter as 10 states. So 3 decade counters are cascaded. So it becomes 10 into 10 into 10 is equal to 1000 states. Third question. A 12 MHz clock frequency is applied to a cascaded counter, contains a modulus 5, modulus 8 and mod 10 counters. The lowest output frequency is equal to, what is the lowest output frequency that you may get? Because it is go on dividing, 12 MHz is go on dividing here. The final, what is the frequency that you are getting? That you have to modify 8 and 10. 5 ಎಂಟ್ಲೆ 40 40 400 400 nanoseconds. Okay, 5 into 8 into 10 is equal to 400. Applied clock frequency is equal to 12 megahertz. So 12 megahertz divided by 400 is equal to 30 kilohertz. You will get the what is that? 5 counter, mod 5, mod 8 and mod 10. 5, 8, 10. At the end of the mod 10 counter, the output frequency will become 30 kilohertz. What is the input frequency applied? 12 megahertz. That is gone dividing. Then becomes 400 times. It divides. The finally you will get the 30 kilohertz. Next, fourth one, which is not an example of truncated modulus. Truncated modulus. 8, 9, 11, 15. Not an example of truncated modulus. What is the truncated modulus? That means counter, we are terminating the counter before it reaching its maximum value. Which is we are using? 8. It is a truncated. S. Not a truncated. It is S. Why it is S? Why it is S? Because it counts to 0 to 2 power 3. 2 power 3 is equal to 8. Whereas 9 is required 4 flip flop, 11 is also required 4, 15 is required also 4 flip flops here. Descriptive types questions. Design and example of design and explain the working of mod 5 counter with circuit diagram and truth table. Decade counter and mod 16 counter. Design mod 16 counter using mod 8 and mod 2 counter with the circuit diagram and truth tables. In examination, they may ask any such type of questions. It need not be a decade counter or mod 5 or mod 6 here. They can ask any counter using any model of the counter. Just you have to cascade one counter to the another counter, make it as a record counter. The modulus counter is only the multiplication of the division of the counters. Mod 16 means mod 8 and 2. And also you can get 2 into 2 into 2 into 2. Or you can guess 4 into 4 into 4. Sorry, 4 into 4. You will get the mod 16 counters. Calculate the number of flip flops required to construct mod 29 counter. Then how many flip flops are required to achieve the mod 29 counters? That you have to calculate here. How do we calculate mod 29 counter? For mod 29 counter, how do you calculate here? You have to use the formula, that is 3.32 into log of mod 29. Log of 29, you will get some value, that multiplied with the 3.32, you will get the some value. If you get the fractional value, you have to rounding up to the next higher digit. That's it. Descriptive questions, references that you can go through this. This is the team. They are all contributed for development of this content here. Thank you.